What is up, parents? Welcome back to Teenager Tuesday. Teenager Tuesday. That's our nice little song we got going on here. But we are doing another culture updates. And my name is Elijah Keck. I'm the student pastor at the McKinney campus. With me, special guest speaker, it is Katie Rochford. Katie, tell me about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get in this
my
room
name
right
is
here?
Katie. I am our student coordinator at our McKinney campus as well. I'm from Chicago, kind of.
Chicago.
Yeah, Long Grove, Illinois, if anyone knows where that is. But yeah, we're grateful to be here. We've been here for 3 years.
I love it. Well, today we're going to update the culture. It's always funny that I do this podcast because I'm like one of the least culturally minded people on our staff. But, you know, it's great studying, great knowing stuff. But as parents, it's just great to kind of see what's some insight that youth pastors can give us on what students are watching, listening to, what's going on in their life. And so we always start with slang of the week. And parents, if you're in your car, you can participate. If you're just listening, participate. What I'm going to do is I have 5 slang words that are current right now. And I'm going to ask Katie what these mean. She's going to give an answer. But as a parent, try to see if you know what these words mean. Katie, are you ready?
I am
Let's
ready.
see if you can get all 5 right. If someone says touch grass, what does that mean?
That they're really athletic.
Incorrect. Touch grass means you need to like getting off your phone, getting off TV, and just going outside.
Okay.
Like I just need to touch grass.
That makes much more sense.
For sure. So athletic, dude. Okay, if someone says I have pull.
Pull is really good, I think. It means that
Yeah.
you got a lot of people like you.
Okay, yeah, that's that in that way too. I think it's mainly used for relationships or like dating. Like people are like, man, I got a lot of pull. Like a lot of people looking at me, interested in me, type of vibe. Hopefully your students aren't saying that.
We don't want our students to have pull.
All right, this one's good. Bed rot.
Bed rot is super lazy. It's like all they do is sit in their bed. They're rotting.
Watch Netflix, eat disgusting food. Bed rot. In my villain era.
I'm also gonna guess this is a bad one. It's from like the Taylor Swift people, right?
Well, I guess it's arc. I have it on there. Villain arc.
Oh, I was like era. Anything
not.
era is Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift. I've actually heard this recently. When people like, someone loses a game and someone's like bragging about it. They're like, that's the start of my villain arc.
Oh,
So it's like the start of something bad happening, or the start of a new season in their life where they're gonna change the way they live because that moment.
Okay.
So you're not doing great, Katie. Not doing great.
I feel really lame.
All right, ratioed. This is a good one. This is a social media
Okay,
term.
yeah.
Ratioed.
Oh, it's matching the amount of followers you have with the people you follow.
Yes. So it's like someone got ratioed. It means they have more. Like, so they have a ton of followers, but they don't get a lot of likes, or they have more. They follow more people than follow them back. So I actually heard that one recently in a group of girls. They were talking about how like they had like no likes, and I was like, that's so dumb that you're talking about that right now. But yeah, slang of the week. Parents, let us know how you did, and by that I mean just say it out loud, and the universe will kind of hear that. Or comment. I think we have a way to comment. We have a way to comment for sure. So, slang of the week. Get ready for the next one. It's going to be intense. It's going to be great. We have a couple things we're going to talk about today for Culture Update. The first one I want to get into is streamers. Streamers. Katie, I know you're big into streamers. Who's your favorite streamer?
Asho Speed.
iShow Speed. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Speed.
Katie does not watch streamers, nor do most people that are older than 20 years old. But some people do. Some people do. And streaming is definitely a newer thing. I wouldn't say it's like brand new, but it's definitely picked up a lot. And I would say most celebrities, like social media celebrities now, are not YouTubers.
Yeah.
They're not vloggers. They're not those type of people. They're actually people that are streamers. And it used to be like people would stream video games, and like students would watch people just playing video games, and that still happens. But some of the more famous people now, they're just famous for streaming nothing
Just talking.
and everything. So like Kai Cenat's a big one. IShowSpeed. These are massive, massive streamers. This is crazy. Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, which are like the three, they're the biggest streaming platforms. This is just Twitch. 250 billion views a month on streaming.
That's wild.
What? That is crazy. Like these people will have 60,000 people watching them in their room doing nothing, talking to celebrities or talking about nothing, reviewing videos. Like it's so crazy, but students love it. And I've talked to students on Wednesday nights, and they talk about IShowSpeed and these other people that just are kind of crazy, and they do kind of these weird things on streams. And so with that, I wanted to kind of I have some things I want to talk about with streaming that I think are dangers. I think some streamers are fine. I think for you as a parent, just being aware of what's going on. And the first part of that, 3 dangers are: 1 is exposure to inappropriate content. There are not a lot of checks and balances when it comes to streaming. And so who knows what's being said on these streams. And so if your student's watching hours and hours and hours of somebody just in their room talking about different things and saying different things and reviewing videos, I would, as a parent, first part of that is just know what they're watching. Like sit down and watch it with them every once in a while, or review, like you watch it by yourself and just see what's going on, because some of the language and the verbiage and the things your students are doing and saying are probably coming from these streamers if that's what they watch. So be careful with that. Be on the lookout. Watch those videos. The chat is a huge thing. So we had this as a slang word a while. You've ever heard chat? I've said it before. Like chat.
Probably out of context.
Yeah, definitely out of context. But maybe your students called you chat. It's because when streamers are live, they're usually by themselves in a room, and they're talking to the people in the chat. So if you're watching, you can type stuff in the chat. Well, the chat is mostly unregulated. That means you have thousands of people that can say whatever they want in a chat. So if you have a 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman, anyone grade student, they're receiving that input of information from those sources. So maybe the streamer's not that bad, but watch what the chat's saying, because the chat can get pretty rough, and it's unregulated most of the time what people can say. So be on the lookout for that. And then hours watching. This is a highly addictive thing. Like most things as teenagers, like you get hooked on it and you start watching. Like I've watched like building videos where there's someone just building like a house. And it's like very addictive because it's easy to watch. Streamers, easy to watch. People get highly addicted to it. So set time limits on that. Don't let them just sit and watch somebody else talk about something for 5 hours. So set some time limits on it. Give them, make them touch grass. Make them touch grass. You guys know what that means now. So the next thing we want to talk about today is political opinion. I think this is important for this time because obviously we just had this election and there's a lot of things around this election. But students have opinions. Many students have strong political opinions. And a part of that is their celebrities they follow post about it. And they advertise for certain candidates and different beliefs. Sports figures do this too. So they're getting it from somewhere. Maybe it's not you. So as a parent, first off, I would talk about it with your students. But I actually want to get into this because Katie, both you and I, we've I wouldn't say we're super political, but we both have kind of put our toe in the political realm for the first time this year with voting and stuff like that. And so tell me how you kind of got into this year. You don't have to say anything, what side you're on or anything like that, but
this is who I'm voting for.
Yes.
Me and my husband, we kind of started watching it on Facebook and YouTube, and it made me realize how much I didn't know about politics. So I started just kind of watching different people on YouTube, and then different people that kind of shared the same beliefs, opinions, morals as me. And they have every platform possible. So TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Reels, they're everywhere. So it's kind of just started to go through all of that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's very important because students are doing the same thing. These are getting millions and millions of views, and it's from both sides. Like you can see both sides, and people going, like for you, there's people that go to campuses and talk about different things, and people that have political debates, and it's just interesting because once you kind of get your mind open to something, you start to really like think, okay, well, what do I believe on these things politically? And we are overall kingdom minded, but there's a political side to everybody in the United States, and so it's important to remember that. And so that's another part of like who are your students watching? Be aware of that, but also don't be afraid to have a political conversation with your students. Obviously, you're probably not going to be able to force them to follow whichever way you think, but it's worth having discussions about things as they get older and saying, hey, where do you stand on this? You know, if they're younger, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, maybe they don't care as much, but I do know high schoolers are talking about it more than ever. I mean, we have, 500 high schoolers a week at McKinney and not high schoolers, 500 students a week at McKinney. And how many people did you see post, like students did you see post the
every
day of
single story on Instagram was politics the day after and the days leading up to.
So it's like students care. They, I've saw multiple students of ours have parties and stuff like that to celebrate or to like mourn, either way. So it's important to know students do care. Have a conversation with them about it. So last thing I want to talk about, we don't have a ton of time on this, but we have tours here that stop by Dallas all the time. And I think it's important to understand, kind of who your students are going to watch. And so here's some tours. First off, Sabrina Carpenter just was here. Katie has some good mindset. She's going to say yes or no if your student should go to this concert. Sabrina Carpenter.
No, listen to the lyrics.
Listen to the lyrics. She's also wearing lingerie on stage. So,
and she just like a
my thought is this. my thought is this. If you don't want your student to input that type of stuff into their minds, into their hearts, into their souls, if you don't want them to act like that, don't let them input it.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Be careful with Sabrina Carpenter. Casey Musgrave. I think she's good.
I was like, I don't
from
think
what
she's. Yeah, I was like, this is a yes.
Dua Lipa.
No.
Kind of similar to Sabrina Carpenter in that way.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Watch her on stage. Google one of her performances.
Right. Tyler, the Creator.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I was like, I don't listen to him.
That's a big no, big no. And then Billie Eilish, massive artist.
No, absolutely not.
Some people that are coming to Dallas that maybe it might be worth, who you said one earlier.
Yeah, it's like I'm planning on going to Maverick City. I think that's in like a week or two.
Boom, let's go.
And then there's a few worship people coming, Elevation's coming. Excuse me. There's a few. I can't remember all of them, but.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go see Kane, which is a Christian band. I'm going to go see them in March. So there's a lot of great music and good artists coming that are appropriate. But like I said, your students are going to want to do that because it's like almost like a cultural thing. Like if you don't go to the concert, you're a nobody. But be careful. Like I said, be careful what your students watch, what they listen to. What they output is usually what they input. So as a parent, watch what they input. So that's all we got, though. It's been a great culture update. Thank you, Katie, for joining us today. Parents, remember this. You can do this. You are not alone. God is with you, and so are we. We'll catch you next time.